Good morning from Glasgow. We are in the city this morning on our way to, you guessed it, coffee, and then on to breakfast, and then we're getting Shadow's tyres changed after a bit of stress this morning.
A little bit of extra confusion. In the first place we ordered them, apparently they don't fit them to bikes, so you have to bring the wheels. So another place, he called his customer that had ordered them and they said we can have their tyres and they're going to order them some new ones, so fantastic.
So yeah, we're psyched on that, and now we're going to head to a roastery here in Glasgow, which is our first Scottish coffee. Yeah. So let's head on over.
But first impressions of Glasgow, it's a really cool city. It's super interesting, and I love the architecture here as well.
Just walking past Central Station, look at the architecture on that.
It's pretty grand, that, isn't it? I think you can, there's plenty of trains to Glasgow. It's only a couple of hours from Wales anyway.
That's really good.
Maybe come back here again on the train sometime.
This is where we're going for coffee. It's Gordon Street Coffee.
This one's a roastery too.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. Oh, it looks great. So the coffee shop that we decided to go with, St George's, is actually directly in the train station, so it's perfect for you if you're just arriving by train to come in. It is a roastery, so it's got loads of beans on offer, and our flat whites have arrived and they look great. I'm looking forward to trying these. Okay, first coffee in Scotland. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, Em.
Oh, that's strong.
It's a good one.
It's a really good one.
There's another roastery. There's quite a lot of roasteries, in-house roasteries in the area. It's fantastic. Just a little snack as well.
What did you get?
Just a sausage roll.
That was a very good coffee. Very good coffee to start the day. Now we're on our way to breakfast, but just having a wander through Glasgow. I think we're in kind of the main area here, on some of the main streets. You can always tell if you're in a main street when you see like H&M, Cafe Nero and a Costa. You know you're in the main area, in the UK anyway.
But it is a little whirlwind sort of Glasgow.
Yeah.
We only have, well, maybe another half an hour or something, so we'll try and see what we can, and then we need to head back on the road and go and see some of Scotland's countryside, which we're really looking forward to.
Yeah. On our little quick walk, we've come to the Central Station. It's got little shops underneath it as well. What a great sign.
It's pretty grand, that, isn't it? It's really impressive. And for any Canadians that might be visiting the area, they've got a Timmy's.
It feels very busy, doesn't it? Like bustling.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
There it is. We're having too much fun in Glasgow, so we've decided to not bother with breakfast. We'll grab something later on the road and just have a little wander through the town. A very brisk wander.
It is, yeah. Those little legs of yours are moving quite quick today.
Yeah, because I've got to keep up with you. But it's, yeah, it's kind of grimy and grotty in the good way. In like the Berlin and the Munich way.
It does have a little bit of a Berlin feel to it, doesn't it? There's some like really iconic buildings from the past that are still like in really good condition, aren't they?
Oh, Debenhams there, that's sad.
Oh yeah, Debenhams closed down.
Debenhams closed, yeah.
You don't see these very often, do you?
No.
Is that like the one in Doctor Who?
It is like the one in Doctor Who. I've never seen one before.
Little police TARDIS. Is anyone in there, by the way?
It's really cool, isn't it?
It is. Like a little desk inside.
Yeah.
I like that.
Just stumbled upon the Gallery of Modern Art. In this little square here. The Royal Exchange Square.
We're walking around on Buchanan Street, I think it's pronounced, and our first impressions of Glasgow are really, really good. It's not somewhere we intended to pop in and stay, so I'm glad that we had the opportunity to have an hour or two to walk around the city centre. There are so many grand buildings here in Glasgow, and it looks like the city is full of character. The train station, the main city centre, and the whole skyline is dotted with some really original buildings here. So I think I would like to come back to Glasgow, maybe do a tour and learn a little bit more about the history of here. But for now, we're going to have to head back to the hotel, pack up and get the tyres changed and continue our journey.
We've got grey skies today, however there are patches of blue peeking through the cloud.
There are, aren't they? It's threatening to be a good day. I think I could go here. But yeah, we're leaving Glasgow now. And we're only 11 minutes away from the garage.
That's good.
Did you like Glasgow, Em? The brief bits you saw?
Did. Yeah, I think we only really scratched the surface of the town. I think there's quite a few districts that we didn't even go to, but so far, yeah, good first impression of it. Absolutely.
It really was, wasn't it? I thought.
I'll feel a lot better once the tyres are changed.
Yeah, me too. There's nothing better than a full tank of fuel and fresh tyres, so you know you're fine for the rest of your trip. Right, here we are, the saviours of the trip.
Oh, that's a lot of bikes.
Very happy about these guys. Motorcycle Tyres Scotland, that's the one we want. Thanks, Em.
Thank you. So Shadow has his new shoes on and we're just doing all the little final details. He looks fantastic and the guys here have been absolutely incredible in sorting us out, giving us loads of information about the tyres. These ones are a little bit different to what we're used to. They're more of a road-based tyre. They're Continentals. Sean will talk you through more about that. But if you're in the Glasgow region and you need something doing, these guys are the epitome of motorcycle enthusiasm, as well as the motorcycle community. They have done so much to help us and we couldn't be more grateful for them. And now we're finally going to start our Scotland tour, so let's get going.
Right, well the guys have sorted us out here, which is a great relief. It's absolutely awesome workshop here. They are servicing, repairing, doing all sorts of work, and I think they support some of the racing teams here in Britain as well. But there are all tyres and they definitely needed changing. There is not a lot left in them, to be honest. They were in pretty thin. I can't actually believe how fast they went down since we actually landed, because I thought we had enough left on them. But anyway, we've got the Pirelli Roadtac F4s now, which is pretty much a road-orientated tyre, and I've heard good things about them, and they're going to suit us great for this rest of this trip. And also, I think for when we get back as well, they'll be great for doing all the passes in Switzerland when they're open. Apparently, the guy got 12,000 miles out of them last time, so we'll be interested to see what sort of mileage we can get out of them. Yeah, what a great bunch of lads there. So helpful.
I was saying before that they're like the essence of the biker community.
Yeah, I think they put that well there.
They will do anything for you to help that they can do within their power, and they just love bikes and engines and all things motorcycle.
Yeah, there wasn't anything that they couldn't do in that shop. Hopefully we'll meet them again sometime.
Yeah, hope so.
If we get the mileage out of these tyres, then maybe we come back next year and have new ones put on.
Okay, so let's go. Let's do this. Let's do Scotland. We're ready now.
We are ready, yes. We don't know where we're going just yet. It's in while the red light's on.
Let's just go somewhere, hey?
Somewhere
north.
Routes. What do?
Still on red.
It's hard to do this while you've got the clutch pulled in.
So we are in Dryman, I think, is the name of this town that we're going through at the moment. And we are heading on our route now. We had to... Ooh!
You like that?
We had to change our route a little bit because we had to go to Glasgow to get the tyres changed. So we're back on the west coast now, going up through the national park and heading towards a pass. I can't remember what the pass is called, but we're heading in that direction.
The pass is called Duke's Pass. We're very close to Loch Lomond, but we're not going to see Loch Lomond as we did the detour to Glasgow. But we can see Loch Lomond another time. We're going to have lots of lochs on this tour. So yeah, we'll heading.
Be locked out.
Well, won't be locked out again. Maybe that's happened before. But yeah, we're going to head inland now. Go for this national park, as Em said, and the Duke's Pass is coming up soon. And then from there we'll head a little bit up and west to Glencoe, which is around that area we'll be spending tonight.
Oh, we've got a water crossing coming up.
A water crossing? Or a puddle? That's so funny. We're going to have to stand up and everything for this one.
Are we going to make it? Whoa, that's a big pothole.
That was close. It was a big pothole, wasn't it? There were some monster potholes about.
It's potholes either side of the track. There's like one tyre width in the middle where it's clear tarmac.
Really, I don't think this is a busy road, so I don't think there's any point in maintaining this. Well, it's used mostly by walkers, I think, by the moment. It's gone past quite a few little hikers.
You still haven't changed the bike in 2 miles an hour.
I know. It's on my to-do list. Tyres changed quicker than it's taken me to change the miles per hour on it. So we are entering the Queen Elizabeth Forest Park here. Looking at the route on the GPS. Oh, that's a big red squirrels alert, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How big are these red squirrels? To watch out for them. But yeah, looking at the GPS, there's some twisties coming up, and this looks like a really nice ride through the forest. We're going to be in this forest, I think, for at least the next hour and a bit.
Lovely.
All the bluebells are starting to come out there.
Yeah.
It looks like we're about to be heading into a remote part, so there's a little co-op here, and Em's gone to go and grab us some snacks. We didn't actually have breakfast this morning because we were in a bit of a rush to get out to get the tyres done. So I'm going to grab us some food, and we're going to eat it here because there's a river just behind us, or we'll take it on the road. But it's starting to look like a really nice place. It's a nice area. I'm very relieved to have new tyres on, as there was basically nothing left in that rear, and I think the front only had another 1,000 kilometres tops. So yeah, super grateful for the guys at the garage there for sorting us out. Top guys there too. Look at these bluebells, Em.
Stunning.
I think this was called the Trossachs Trail.
Wow, that was a big hairpin, wasn't it?
It was. Loads of gravel and stuff on the roads. And here's the start of the Duke's Pass. That came up quite quickly today.
It did. It was actually a nice ride to the Duke's Pass. There's 5 or 6 hairpins up from that town.
It was, wasn't it? And it wasn't a bad little town either. It had a few cafes there. Perfect stop before you ride this pass. I have to be honest, I hadn't heard of the Duke's Pass before I researched this trip. So it's a good one to have so early on in the Scottish section of the trip. Let's see how the Continental Attack 4s do. Oh, that was the centre stand on the road again.
The surroundings are lovely up in the mountains here with all the foliage around. Everything looks so lush because it gets so much rain here.
Yeah, that's right, isn't it? It was really good, yeah. Lots of twisties, some great views.
It was the elevation differences that was unique about the pass. Because you're normally climbing, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then you're descending. This one was like up and down, up and down. Every turn was different. That's pretty.
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, look how still it is. like one of those mirror lakes. Hopefully get another glimpse of it in a second. We're riding alongside it. I think it turns into a bigger lake in a second. To say the new tyres feel nice. The last ones was like riding with a 50 pence. It was like nothing. Oh, then it turned.
This feels very smooth. I know the tarmac here is very good, but the tyres feel very smooth.
Yeah, a combination of both. Well, these are full road tyres, so should be quieter. They should last longer too.
It's quite damp in the air today here in Scotland.
It is, isn't it? I think they've had a downpour an hour or so ago. The roads are still a little bit wet. But it all smells very fresh.
It does. I think this road is just skirting around the loch. It's lovely.
This one's probably our first big loch of the trip. Well, we're currently riding on the A82. I think this is quite a famous road and a very well used road because this is the main route to Fort William, where we're heading at the moment. But the scenery here is pretty spectacular, even on a misty day like this. So the next point on our list is the road from Skyfall from the Bond film. Is just up round here. I think it's about half an hour away.
Okay.
But there's a little track that you can take, and there's I think the waterfall is there as well. So we'll head over to the Skyfall area.
That sounds great.
Obviously the house in Skyfall I don't think actually exists. According to that sign, we are now in the Highlands.
Wow. This is now the highest I've been in the UK.
Is it really? You've not been more north than this?
No.
Well, you're in for a treat.
I showed you around Ireland. Are you going to show me around Scotland?
If I can remember, yeah. But this is quite a rugged lake, isn't it? All the rocks in it. And there's actually snow on that mountain in the background there.
Worryingly.
As long as that's the only place there's snow.
So we're turning now onto the Skyfall Road.
Yeah, apparently so. They think this is the one that was in the Skyfall. That's what I marked on the map anyway. But I think we go down this for, I don't know, about 5 kilometres. There's a waterfall, and I think it's just generally a nice scenic road down through the valley. But I don't think it's going to be too busy, as it's not really signposted as a sightseeing.
These two mountains that are either side of us are fantastic.
They are, aren't
Kind
they?
of both like pyramids.
Yeah, like black mountains.
Yeah.
Like that one on the right has got nothing growing on it. It's just complete rock.
Rock, isn't it? It's just raw.
I think Bond was in the DB5, wasn't he, when he came on this?
He was wishing he was on Shadow.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind taking a DB5 for a spin on this one.
It's a bit tight though.
It is. It's very narrow, isn't it? Big drop-offs on the side. Oh, they've set up camp for the night there.
Yeah.
A nice spot. So yeah, Scotland has the same rules as Scandinavia, where you're pretty much entitled to camp and set your tent up on the land here, unless otherwise marked. We did go through a zone before which said no camping. But I remember once we came to Scotland a long time ago, and we stopped somewhere and set up the tents. But then we woke up in the morning, we basically realised we'd almost set them up on a roundabout. It was like in a village, but the village was completely black at night, so we couldn't see anything. But the next morning it was like we're in the village centre. It's quite funny actually.
It's not the warmest day today, it's gone quite cold actually.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
I'd fancy camping today.
But this is beautiful, isn't it?
It is stunning.
And this one's just off the road to Fort William, so quite a busy road, but this one's a nice quiet offshoot.
We were on the road for about, what did you say, 10 kilometres?
Yeah, something like that.
And we've turned back and we're heading back to the main road now because it has started to rain. But it's not rain, it's like
Just
wet
spitting,
wind. So we're gonna head back now. This is a really cool road. Like I said before, it's gorgeous with all the surroundings and the river running through with all the rocks and little waterfalls that you can see. But I can imagine this is mania. in the summer months, because even on today, which is in May, it's really busy with camper vans and tents. I feel like it's one of those places that in maybe a year you probably won't, there'll be a big no camping sign. I don't know how long it'll last.
Sounds about right if it gets more popular, because there's only a few pull-in places every now and again, and it is a single track lane.
Yeah.
But I think there's like hundreds of places like this further north, so it's but it's a convenient one, isn't it? This one is the first
right off
one.
the main road. But we're heading to Fort William next via Glencoe, and then we're going to be riding around that. I think it's a little lock. We'll be riding around, and then we'll see when we get to Fort William. What time is it now, Sean?
It's only 10 to 6 at the moment.
Okay, so I think the best plan is that we make our way to Fort William. From what I've seen, I had a brief look on hotels and booking. The cost of hotels is looking at upwards of £200 a night in this region, because Fort William is right on the foot of Ben Nevis, which every tourist or traveller or person coming to Scotland wants to see Ben Nevis. So I think that area is very touristy, so the prices obviously skyrocket.
Yeah, it comes at a premium, doesn't it? I didn't realise it was going to be so much.
No.
Especially when last night it was a €50 hotel.
Yeah, big
contrast.
jump. Big jump.
But we'll see when we get there, we'll see what we can do.
Yeah. Well, I think it's all weather dependent, really.
Yeah, if it clears up, then maybe we can go a little bit further north. But then maybe it's a place we want to see in the morning. We'll have to have a look.
I thought that was a Lambo then for a second. It's a Kia.
It did, didn't it? Yeah. It's an interesting road, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Carving through the rock again. We like roads like this, don't we?
Oh, it's gorgeous here, isn't it? It's quite atmospheric again with this like semi-visibility.
Yeah, that's the perfect word for it. It's almost like you've got the cinematic filter on your phone.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Real life.
Real life filters. Now, the last time I was here, I was on the R1250 GSA, the air-cooled. And I'm pretty sure it was around this corner that you could see stags down there.
Okay.
So keep your eyes out for them.
Will do.
You might be in for a treat.
Oh, look at that. Just about to see a few bits of snow on the top of some of these.
Oh yeah, there is, isn't there? Must be chilly up there.
It's chilly down here.
It's not too, it's 16.
Yeah, the wind is not 16.
Actually, I need to turn.
I reject that.
You're rejecting that one.
Yeah.
Actually, I need to turn this seat down. It's burning me a little bit.
Oh, to have those problems.
Well, I had it on one and it wasn't doing much. I thought I'd broken the seat on the ferry, so I whacked it up. But yeah, it's working now. So nothing to worry about.
These peaks are amazing.
They are, aren't they?
They're quite unique, actually, the formation of them.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
They're like mountain mounds more than mountains.
Good word, yeah, good description. No, I think I agree with that. And there's literally nothing built in this valley other than this road.
Welcome to Glencoe.
Yeah, just arriving at Glencoe on the shores of Loch Leven. Oh, I'm not sure why it's telling us go down here. It might be a long way around.
It's all good. We've just ridden through Glencoe and now we are heading along the loch. I think we're going to take a bridge over to the other side before making our way to Fort William.
Yeah, that's right. We've got Loch Leven on our right there. You do have the option of a couple of hour detour of riding all the way around the lake, but as it's already 6:20 tonight, I think we'll take the quicker option, which is to skip over the bridge here.
As well as the fact that it is threatening to storm above us.
Yeah, it is. It looks like the weather systems are coming in for the night. Which, if it wants to rain while we're sleeping, that'll be great. Passing over the bridge now. That saved us already about an hour and a half. But what a spectacular view from here. It's very much like Norway, isn't it?
It does have that feel to it.
Even the weather is the same as Norway. So we've arrived at Fort William. It started raining for the last 10-15 minutes of the journey, so we switched the cameras off just to keep them safe from the rain. But we found somewhere to stay. We're staying at the Travel Lodge. It came to about £150, which is still a little bit more than we expected, but a lot cheaper than a lot of the other options. And it was a lot cheaper if you book it online rather than at the counter. But we're here now, and we've come straight downstairs to Wetherspoons, which is very conveniently located. And Emma's just gone to order some dinner and some drinks, so they should be here shortly.
There's no more of an authentic British experience than coming to Wetherspoons. Depending on where you're from here in the UK, whether you're from the north or the south, you'll call it different things. Some people call it Weathers, some people call it Spoons, but overall it's been around since around the 1980s. It's a chain of pubs, and it's been growing and growing in popularity ever since then. So we've grabbed a couple of drinks and we're going to get some burgers and chill out here for the next few hours. Another thing that Wetherspoons is known for is its meal deals. They do them, I think it's a different one every day, and they also have regular ones. So they do one that's a burger and a drink, and that's what we went for. And you got the, what was it?
As you get a pint with your meal, I went for the more expensive Cliff Edge beer, which is an IPA made in Orkney Island. It's really nice. What's good about Wetherspoons is they have a lot of like real ales from local breweries. The cheapest one they have is a bitter from Belhaven, and it's £1.79 a pint, which is an absolute bargain, and I'll drink to that.
So we're back from dinner now, just made our way back to the hotel. We're staying in the Travel Lodge here in Fort William, and tomorrow is going to be a really good day because we're going to see a little bit of Fort William in the daytime. We're going to ride past Ben Nevis, and we're going to go all the way up to the Apple Cross. And then from there we're going to head further north into the Highlands. So join us in the next episode as we continue our motorcycle road trip of Scotland.